Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very
Imagine a scene where the universe keeps its own scoreboard, stepped into the spotlight, and gave their fans any reason to believe ever blow a whistle. They had Caitlin
Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty
Bria
player.
Hartley,
Can
one of the
continue
league's most
to
controversial,
survive.
provocative, and fiery players, is now sidelined for the rest of the season due to a meniscus injury. The irony is almost poetic. What started with hype days earlier, Sophie Cunningham, a fearless warrior, celebrated for grit, resilience, and sheer toughness, and at the center of it all, out with a devastating knee injury after a collision that many fans immediately labeled as a dirty play. Collision with Bria Hartley was uncanny. Wasn't just another unlucky moment in a cursed season. For some, it became a symbol. For others, flash pure coincidence. A moment that turned one team's collapse into clear. This wasn't just another collision. It was a drama that would shake the league.
At WNBA, maybe you should focus
raise
less on
serious questions about fairness and safety, and spark a debate that went far beyond the hardwood floor. It all began with a single lightning-fast moment early in the game. Bria Hartley, social media, sports forums, Sophie Cunningham slid over to contest. Sophie Cunningham, standing firm and ready to contest every play, went down clutching her knee. The pain was immediate.
Bria Hartley just got instant karma, bro. She out for the season. I'm here to tell you the most dirty.
The pain because was Sophie's fall didn't just end her season, and it forced everyone to trainers rushed in. WNBA teammates circled around, and the arena was silent. It all happened so fast. Everyone holding their breath. But it wasn't just her fall that ignited the internet. It was what happened immediately.
Hartley need to be suspended on a major level, completely. Probably she's at this point.
Some arrogant to others. In seconds, that image went viral. Accused Hartley turning an unfortunate. She was targeted into a symbol of dirty play and controversy. She went in dirty. Social media Sophie's erupted. Family hashtags demanding suspension. Her mother.
Yeah, man, Bria Hartley. So Connecticut PR has released a statement. Bria Hartley is to miss the remainder overnight.
Earlier clashes with Angel Reese and Rebecca Allen, scuffles, and borderline confrontations. Hartley wasn't just unlucky; she had already created a history of a player this single moment triggered outrage. Boundaries. The truth is Sophie's collapse, every like on social media, reinforced the narrative of an athlete who seemed to thrive in the villain role. Even when Cunningham attempted to diffuse the tension, Sophie's fall wasn't simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. The image of Hartley's smirk remained etched into the minds of fans, warning symbolizing a deeper imbalance. They were blinding neon lights. Reckless contact goes unnoticed. The most criticizing referee's debut in league history. The fan reaction was 75% of the year was catastrophic. Old clips were not just for the posts and lights revisited, connecting the dots and building a history of controversy. The contrast between the two athletes became stark. Cunningham, calm and composed, faced adversity with grace. Hartley, defiant and provocative, became the focus of intense throwing her body into reckless fouls, playing a style many considered the viral spread of the story and transforming a single incident Starters turned into emergency signing point. Practices turned into twist nobody saw coming. And Bria Hartley sidelined not for punishment, but because of a meniscus tear sustained during her own team's practice, would miss the rest of the season. The coincidence was striking. Hardwood for loose balls. The very player accused of clapping out opponents' faces was now refusing to back down even. Social media exploded with memes, posts, and comments in sports, celebrating the poetic everything. And for Bria Hartley, the reputation turned dark almost overnight. Instant karma, said another. Fans under immense pressure and attention, whether this was coincidence, isolated, fate. Sophie was the karma finally catching up, hyping her narrative, making sure the rookie never felt like she was carrying in hours. This story, then 2 weeks later, Bria Hartley herself went down with a season-ending torn meniscus. The season itself had been irony was too sharp to guards like Ari McDonald, Sydney, Coulson, and even Caitlin Clark had faced time off, highlighting the intensity and grind of the WNBA calendar. Commentators and fans began questioning the consistency of officiating, player protection protocols, and the demanding schedules. The collision that sidelined Cunningham, the collision with Sophie, followed by Hartley's own injury, fans became a symbol of systemic Hartley's past. The league must balance competitiveness, athlete safety, but one thing was clear: Hartley had navigated the pressures of viral narratives, she deserved it or not, and then Sophie herself. The contrast between Cunningham and Hartley could not have been more vivid. Usually have Cunningham, despite her injury, remained composed. She didn't escalate the situation, demand Sophie punishment, just fighting or publicly attack She was showing leadership. Instead, she framed the incident as part of the game, Sophie tried to acknowledging the long road ahead. Hartley, on the other hand, faced her recovery carrying the weight of criticism, sideline, viral memes, and public judgment, solidifying her image as a feared, controversial, and provocative athlete. One by one, became a symbol of grace, resilience, and professionalism, while Hartley became a lightning rod for discussion, debate, and judgment regarding behavior, ethics, and sportsmanship. The impact rippled across the league. Fans scrutinized harder than ever for a league desperate to prove itself and desperate to grow in popularity. Every play was analyzed for fairness and consistency. Could she return what began as a viral photograph transformed into a broader conversation about ethics, her comeback would be electric, safety, and narrative control in professional sports. Even amid a season full of injuries, criticism, and viral moments, one thing remained certain: the story was far from over. Cunningham will endure months of rehabilitation, yet her reputation has only strengthened. Hartley faces her own recovery. She wasn't the one plastered public opinion. Her legacy now shaped not only by her on-court performance, but by the viral narrative that shadows her every move. It was supposed to be a fairy tale back onto the court, a season where the Indiana Fever will remember Hartley's rookie, Cunningham's basketball, and the strange, ironic twist of fate that followed. In the end, the saga of Sophie Cunningham and Bria Hartley is more than gossip or a viral headline. It reflects a league growing under pressure, tested by issues of credibility, safety, and public perception. Karma, coincidence, or fate's cruel sense of humor, call it what you will. The impact on players, fans, and the WNBA is real and lasting. Cunningham, injured yet admired, becomes a symbol of courage. Hartley, controversial and sidelined, becomes a central figure in debate and discussion. This story reminds us that in sports, as in life, the player every action has consequences. Every moment had her own observed, and every narrative shapes reputations in ways no referee could predict. And as the league continues, fans, commentators, and insiders keep their eyes on every play, every glance, every gesture. Nothing occurs in isolation. Every move can become a headline, every smile a symbol, and every injury a turning point that reshapes not just a career, but the narrative of an entire season. The saga is far from over, and the WNBA will continue to surprise, challenge, and captivate. Clarity and visibility on and off the court. This was a disaster, proving that in basketball, highlight reels will be replaced by stories are written with intensity, rising drama, stars, and unpredictability. But the story doesn't stop with injuries or viral moments. It ripples through the entire WNBA ecosystem. Coaches had every reason to lash out, officials, but instead she chose grace. Fans weren't ready to forgive, knowing that they doubled down online, every statement, and every missed call would be scrutinized under a microscope. Fans dissected footage frame by frame, fuel to the fire, replaying Hartley's, put it out, Sophie Cunningham's fall, and every subtle gesture that could hint at intention. Commentators debated endlessly about accountability. Should Hartley have faced stricter penalties? Was Cunningham truly unlucky? Or was this a symptom of a league pushing its players too hard? Meanwhile, teams began rethinking strategies. The Indiana Fever, despite losing Cunningham, refused to fold, showing resilience that mirrored their star players' grit. The Connecticut Sun, dealing with Hartley's absence, faced the sudden challenge of reorganizing rotations and finding leaders to step up. Every missed player, every injury became a lesson in so hard, preparation, and mental toughness. Analysts speculated on how these absences could impact losing the very potential trades and even contract negotiations. Off the court, the social media storm continued to build. Memes, reaction videos, and heated debates dominated timelines, amplifying the narrative far beyond the game itself. The public's fascination wasn't just with the collision, it was with the storylines, personalities, and ironic twists that made the league feel like it looked like the WNBA was unfolding week by week. Even sponsors, commentators, and broadcasters. He took note, realizing that these viral moments could influence ratings, fan engagement, and public perception of your star at all costs. The Fever weren't just losing games. The human element remained undeniable. Cunningham's grace under pressure contrasted sharply with Hartley's controversial presence, creating a storyline that felt larger than life. It wasn't just about who was injured or who smiled. It was about character, resilience, reputation, and the unpredictable twist that makes sports compelling. It was the ultimate Fans knew that every time either player stepped back onto the court, they weren't just watching a game. They were witnessing the continuation of a story or carrying remembered, national debated, but she mattered in ways that go far deeper than points and reminds us that in sports, nothing exists. She was the player diving across every action, the NFL every decision, and every moment of emotion cracked under far beyond, and that leaves one question: legacies, reputations, and that very narrative. Or is it smarter to shut it down and protect season moves forward? Drop your drama surrounding Hartley and Cunningham continues to set the tone, not just for this year, but for the stories that will define the WNBA in the years ahead.